Bay Area residents say they're getting billed hundreds of dollars from a Newark urgent care that was supposedly giving out free COVID tests during the pandemic.
Now the Alameda County DA's office has stepped in. ABC 7 News investigative reporter Melanie Woodrow is here. Give us some background on this situation, because obviously if you hear free, then you don't expect to get a bill later on.
Ever, yeah.
Right, and if you think back to the height of the pandemic, all of these COVID tests were being covered by insurance companies. You might remember you were even able to go to an insurance company, or rather to a place that wasn't necessarily in network with your insurance company, and you'd still get the test covered. Well, that's not what's happening here, but now a court has put a temporary stop to this. The owner of AFC Urgent Care in Newark says the company filed for bankruptcy after more than $30 million in unpaid claims were denied. More than 4 years after the COVID tests were given, the company started billing patients and threatening to take them to small claims court if they didn't pay. In November of 2020, John Schieffer says he took his family to AFC Urgent Care of Newark to be swabbed for COVID. Tests he says the urgent care advertised as free. He didn't think much of it until 4 years later when the bills started coming. Schieffer didn't mind paying for the COVID swabs, but didn't understand why he was also being charged for seeing a doctor.
We didn't see anyone who appeared to be a physician or ask us any questions about our health or symptoms. We simply stood in line, filled out a form, and got swabbed and left.
Schieffer wasn't alone. Fremont residents Joshua Zenzen and Van Lee also started getting bills years after their free swabs.
$600 is a pretty hefty fee for doing a nose swab and sending it out for, a sample.
$900 for a Q-tip test, that's ridiculous. I feel like it's a scam.
San Jose resident Kenneth Jew wondered the same.
I just thought something was a bit off.
He retained an attorney and started a Facebook page for Bay Area residents who say they were impacted.
This is becoming a widespread issue. There's hundreds of people who's kind of going through what I'm going through. I just think it's unjust. I think it's unethical.
Jew hired attorney Christian Schreiber.
There were a lot of people who rushed in during the COVID era to try to make money. And I think this is a situation where a doctor did exactly that, tried to get money from insurers, failed, and now he's turned around and he's trying to get money from his patients.
I've always been service-oriented, not money-oriented. I've never worked for money in my life.
AFC Urgent Care of Newark owner Parmjit Singh says he's been receiving anonymous threats.
Watch your back. You will be shot.
Singh says he reported the threats to police but couldn't file a police report because he didn't have an exact name of who was threatening him. A spokesperson with Newark Police Department says the department has no record of Dr. Singh attempting to file a police report or for calls for service at AFC Urgent Care of Newark. On its website and in billing letters, AFC Urgent Care of Newark told patients if they didn't pay, they could face action in small claims court.
Beyond this, I'm not sure what else we can do.
AFC Urgent Care of Newark attorney Michael Gabriel says the company tried to sue insurance companies for the lack of reimbursements, but didn't have the legal standing to do so under the CARES Act.
Congress, in its infinite wisdom in writing acts, didn't say who could sue to enforce the act.
This is a recording of a proceeding in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals between Salugis, Inc., which was doing business as AFC Urgent Care of Newark, and Aetna, with Gabriel representing Salugis.
I never thought that there was an issue over being able to sue to enforce the payment.
And attorney Emily Costin representing Aetna.
Essentially what the appellant is asking the court to do is to read into the statute something that Congress did not write into the statute.
And the court found that we couldn't sue to get it.
Gabriel says the company is out more than $30 million in unpaid claims.
It's crazy. I mean, we submit a bill and we don't know if we're going to get anything or something or nothing.
None of the major insurance companies responded to our requests for a statement. On its website, Salugis Inc. previously wrote, "We cannot sue the insurance companies directly for enforcement of the CARES Act. Only you, the patient, can sue insurance company for breach of contract when the insurance company does not pay the bill." The content on the website has since been taken down and replaced by the words "coming soon."
I should be getting rewards and awards for being a selfless person. But instead, I'm being haunted by patients who don't understand. When they needed the service at 2 o'clock in the morning, they came here and touched my feet. Sir, thank you for being open. And today the same patients say, why should we pay your bill?
That's not how the law works. You can't go after your patients because you didn't get the money from the insurance company. This is just a fantasy world in which he plays the hero in his own mind.
Last week, an Alameda County judge issued a temporary restraining order against Salujis Inc. and Dr. Singh, precluding them from attempting to collect money from patients for the advertised free COVID tests until they can appear in court to make their case in March. Attorney Christian Schreiber, who represents patient Kenneth Jew, says as a result of the Alameda County DA's office request for a temporary restraining order, they decided not to file a lawsuit. Since AFC Urgent Care of Newark filed for bankruptcy, Schreiber also said it was unlikely he'd be able to obtain refunds for those patients who already paid their collection notices.
Bottom line, if you've received a collection notice from Salujis Inc. or AFC Urgent Care of Newark threatening to take you to small claims court, according to this temporary restraining order, you can hold off on paying that notice for now. I spoke with another attorney who's also representing AFC Urgent Care of Newark, who said he's trying to work something out with the Alameda County DA's office and that the business had already stopped sending out those bills and collection notices. But Kristen and Larry, some people have already paid them, and unfortunately, since the company has now filed for bankruptcy, I think the likelihood of them getting their money back is probably fairly slim.
Yeah, they're out that money most likely.
So sad. Thanks, Melanie.
Thank you.